I'm Marshall Zweig, relationship coach and resensitization therapist. Here are 5 things you can do to develop your emotional intelligence, your EQ. Understand that life contains pain. The more you can accept that reality, the more emotionally intelligent you instantly become. Accept that life contains pain. High EQ people, when they feel pain, don't run from it or deny it or pretend that it doesn't exist. They open to the pain because they understand that it's simply what's true inside them. Being open to pain means you can receive the meaning in the pain, potential messages, wisdom. Pain is like quicksand. The more you push against it, the more you'll sink in and get stuck. In experiencing pain, when it's present, there's freedom. Remember, the pain is not who you are. It's simply part of the experience of being alive. A client of mine was resistant to the idea that her husband wanted to end their marriage. She was terrified at the prospect. She pushed against it, trying desperately to fix things, but they grew farther and farther apart. When she finally accepted her husband's reality by accepting the pain of her marriage ending, to her complete surprise, her husband suddenly no longer wanted to end the marriage. Emotionally intelligent people understand pain is a part of the rich tapestry of life in human form. Avoid forced positivity. Forced positivity is a concept you won't find emotionally intelligent people practicing. If you have a box of crayons, there are some colors you prefer more than others. There may even be colors you actively dislike. But you don't try to change the color of a crayon you don't like by pretending the only colors in the crayon box are the ones you do like. No matter how hard you will that crayon to change color, the crayon you don't like is the color it is, and that's not going to change. I've tried to help a woman who's in an unhappy marriage. She's so committed to forced positivity, in her case, telling everybody who will listen how grateful she is about her life, that she spent well over half a century being mistreated. Now when she talks about her gratitude, she virtually shouts it, which is a tell that someone is forcing positivity instead of feeling it. Natural gratitude feels like relief, and no one uses effort to express relief. To develop a higher EQ, don't create your emotions, experience them. Make friends with your anger. Making friends with anger doesn't mean blasting people. It means finding the reason why your anger exists and addressing that reason. You can start, as I tell many people I work with, by saying, "I'm angry," when you're feeling angry. The first time I ever did that was in a personal growth workshop. When I said out loud, "I'm angry," I felt like I was pulling the pin out of a grenade and tossing it at that person. So imagine my surprise when the person I said it to was able to listen to me calmly. Anger might be indicating a past pain that's calling for you to heal it, so you can experience the present moment with clarity. Anger might be indicating dissatisfaction with the present situation that's calling you to make a change. Whatever the reason, anger is a color in that crayon box, and it needs to be felt and experienced just like every other emotion. Ask curious questions. We often believe we know what someone else is feeling. The truth is, often we can intuit a category of emotion, but never do we know for sure what someone else is feeling if they don't tell us. And sometimes what we believe is our intuition is actually what I call a story in our heads. Rather than assuming you know what's going on for another person, ask them. And ask with a sense of curiosity. In other words, a desire to actually know the other person versus thinking you know them. By asking, you're giving them room to tell you who they really are. And that's real intimacy. Recently, an ex-fiance of mine messaged me saying simply, "I see clearly now. I'm sorry for everything." I wrote back asking, "What specifically are you apologizing for?" The response I got helped me understand the challenging times she'd been going through that led her to apologize, and that opened up a friendly dialogue. Conversations are opportunities for clarity, for growth, for connection, but it often takes cultivating that natural sense of curiosity, which we all feel, but often don't follow. Tell the truth. That goes for yourself and for others. Here's one example. Emotionally intelligent people say yes when they mean yes, and no when they mean no. So if you catch yourself agreeing to something you don't really want to agree to, stop. If you need more time, say out loud, "Hold on. I need a minute to figure out what's true for me." Then look inside, not just for your truth, but for why you wanted to say yes when your real truth was no. My wife and I have both used this process to heal from our sexual trauma, and we help others do the same. When the mechanisms that make you want to abandon yourself are activated, deactivating them means shining the light of truth on them. If you're in a relationship, for instance, ask yourself, are you as happy as you used to be? Low EQ people avoid those kinds of questions because they're simply too scary to face. Developing EQ means answering that question truthfully, because it may reveal many signals of change which will help you create more happiness. Wishing you and those you love all the authentic love in the world.